This is ChestertonRadio.com.
And here's the cinnamon bell.
When we left Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear last time, they were in high spirits, and for a very good reason, too. You'll remember that after the Crazy Quilt Dragon sat on the Silver Star and broke it into a dozen pieces, they decided to visit Melissa, the beautiful queen of Maybeland, to see if she could help them. And sure enough, after the Grand Wonky presented them to Queen Melissa, she told them the Silver Star could be restored to one piece if they'd listen carefully to everything she said. And I, for one, am going to listen very carefully because this is most interesting.
You mean you can fix it so our Silver Star will be all together again and won't be broken like it is now?
That's exactly what I mean, Judy.
Jiminy crickets. And will we be able to put it on our Christmas tree just like we used to?
On the very tip-top, Jimmy, and no one will ever know it was the very least bit broken.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
Now, I will have to write a few simple instructions for you to follow. Grand Wonky, will you please get me my magic ink?
Yes, Your Majesty.
We're awfully grateful, Melissa. We were just about to give up and go home.
You bet. And after all the things we did to get the star, too.
Here's the magic ink, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Grand Wonky. And now I will write down the instructions for you to follow. There. Now, I've put the instructions inside this envelope, Jimmy, and you must follow them exactly.
Oh, goody. Let's see what we have to do.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judy, but you mustn't open it here.
Oh, why?
Because that would keep the magic from working. You see, restoring the Silver Star is going to take a special kind of magic. If it had been made in Maybeland, it would be simple, but unfortunately it was made in the world, and that's another matter. It will need quite a little extra work.
Will it be hard to do?
No, not hard, but you must do exactly as they say. And unfortunately, you can only read these instructions in total darkness.
But, Your Majesty, where can we find this absolute darkness?
That is a part of the magic that you must do for yourselves. But don't worry, friends. I know it will work out all right.
Gee, Melissa, I don't know how we'll ever be able to thank you.
It'll just make Christmas perfect, Melissa.
Allow me to express my deepest thanks, Melissa, for past favors and present courtesy. I bow.
I'm not fancy, Melissa, but I'm much obliged to you.
And you are all quite welcome, dear friends. I hope you will visit me again after the Silver Star has been restored to its original beauty.
We'd sure like to, all right, Melissa.
Then do so. And now, Grand Wonky, would you please set our friends on their way? I would be happy to entertain you in my palace for a while, but I know you're anxious to see your star mended and safe.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks so much, but we do have to hurry, kind of.
Yes, we've got to get it back before Christmas.
Well, goodbye then, and good luck.
Goodbye, Your Majesty.
Will you please follow me, single file, if you please, in the order in which you came in?
By the way, Wonky old thing, could you drop us some slight hint as to where we might find this absolute darkness of which Melissa spoke?
Well, I couldn't hint. It's ever so rude, but my duties as Grand Wonky to Melissa's court keep me quite confined. I don't know a great deal about the country of Maybeland at all, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, dear.
But I have heard. Now, mark you, this is only a rumor. I cannot verify it in any way. I have heard that the Wishing Woods are very dark. Extremely dark, in fact.
Do you happen to know the way to the Wishing Woods?
Oh, yes, I do. I'm happy to say. I got a good many travel folders on it before I went on my vacation. But Mrs. Wonky decided she'd rather go to the root beer seashore. And such a lovely time we had, too. Took a small cottage.
Yes.
Dear, now, where was I?
You were going to tell us how to get to the Wishing Woods.
Oh, yes, so I was. Well, it won't take you very long, not at all. They're directly north of the Marshmallow Meadows as the crow doesn't fly.
Well, thanks, Wonky. Much obliged for the assistance.
No, don't ever mention it. Just pop along down the marble staircase and straight ahead and... Dear. Almost forgot something. Here. This box is for you to take along with you.
What's in it, Wonky? Some more magic?
Oh, you'll find out when the time comes. And, here's the door. My, I must see about oiling those hinges, mustn't I? Such a racket to make. Well, I've got to be zipping now. Charming of you to drop in. Dudley, fetch the oil can.
What a character. What a character. You'd never know he was around.
I thought he was sort of sweet, Crazy Quilt.
Just a windbag, that's all. Well, we better get started, hadn't we?
You bet. Come on, everybody. Let's find the Wishing Woods. I wonder if this is the Wishing Woods.
Oh, I'm sure it is. There's a sign over there that says Wishing Wood.
Oh, I'm so glad. Look, there's another sign. What does it say?
Wait a minute. It's printed a bit smaller. Oh, S.S. Crocodile-esque.
What does that esque mean?
I expect it means to esque S.S. Crocodile.
Oh, I guess he spells like me.
Have you still got the broken pieces of the silver star in your hanky, Jimmy?
Yep, safe and sound.
Well, you have Melissa's instructions, too. So I think I better carry your hanky for you.
All right, here it is.
And now, shall we follow this little path? Seems to be as good as any. Maybe this crocodile person can give us some idea as to where it is totally dark in the Wishing Woods.
He might at that.
Cinnamon Bear, did you look in that box that the Grand Wonky gave you when we left the palace?
No, why?
I was just awful curious, that's all.
Well, there's no special orders about opening this, so here goes.
Oh.
But bless my stuffing cinnamon buns.
Let me see. Oh, Jimmy, peanut butter sandwiches and apple pie?
And lollipops, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, boy. This is swell.
Oh, here's a note. My dear friends, I hope you will enjoy your picnic lunch in the Wishing Woods. When you have finished, tie up the box again, and the next time you are hungry, open it, and you will find another lunch. Love, Melissa.
Gee, Melissa sure's a peach, all right.
Well, far be it from me to call our gracious ruler by such a name, but she surely is kind and thoughtful.
Yummy. Such cinnamon buns. Just full of currants, too.
My, I didn't know I was hungry, but I certainly was.
Delicious. I'll tie up the box just like she said.
Well, shall we be moving? Oh, I say, look ahead, down the path a bit.
My goodness, it's a bathtub.
Yeah, and it's a big white one just like we have at home.
What a strange place for a bathtub.
What's that funny noise?
It's coming from the bathtub.
Why, so it is. There must be something in it.
Oh, bless my stuffing, it's a crocodile.
It must be the one on the sign. S.S. Crocodile-esque.
Welcome to the Wishing Woods. Who am I? I can see it by the look in your eye. Ha ha! Why, I'm Snappersnick. Of course. By the way, who are you?
I'm Judy, Mr. What did you say your name was?
Snappersnick, little girl. And who are the rest of you?
I'm Jimmy.
Patio Cinnamon, the Cinnamon Bear.
I'm the Crazy Quilt Dragon.
Well. So kind of you to come all this way to see me.
But we...
I'm very glad you came today. There hasn't been a single person, and I was beginning to feel quite lonesome.
Well, you see...
Of course, I'm very comfortable with my bath, like my tub. Quite an acquisition it was, very. I got it when they redecorated the royal bath last spring. Genuine porcelain with chromium taps.
It's very nice, but
you say one can't spend all one's time in the bath. Ha-ha! That's because you've never thought of the bath in all its possibilities.
You are quite right,
Have you ever noticed the wonderful acoustics in a bathtub? Of course you haven't. Have you ever thought of a bathtub singing as a fine art? Again, you have not. But Snappersnick has. Oh, yes, indeed. That is why I've remained a hermit, as it were, in the midst of the Wishing Woods, perfecting my art until it can be heard in all its glory by the listening world. The first bathtub singer to be heard on the air. What a sensation! The bathtub baritone, Snappersnick, the crooning crocodile.
But we didn't...
But you didn't come to talk. You came to hear me sing, isn't that right? Well, your wish is granted. I'll sing without delay.
We didn't come to see you.
Oh, you didn't? Why didn't you say so?
Sure, and you didn't give us a chance.
These young people are on a very important mission.
Oh, indeed. And where did you come from?
Just now we came from the Queen of Maybeland.
Oh, dear, dear Melissa. And how is she? Always so kind to me, Melissa is so kind. Lovely girl, don't you think?
She's awful nice, all right. She's going to help us fix our silver star.
What silver star?
Ours. It belongs on top of our Christmas tree. First it got lost.
Lost? Oh, and don't I know how you must feel. Don't I, though? Last spring, I lost my voice.
Congratulations.
What do you mean, congratulations? For days, I was petrified. And then my beautiful voice came back. Twice as lovely as ever before. However, it's too bad you weren't here to notice the improvement. I'll demonstrate by singing my favorite number. That's why crocodiles were born, in the key of Q.
But we haven't time to listen. Besides, the star isn't lost anymore. We found it, and it got broken into a dozen pieces.
And Melissa gave us some wonderful instructions so we can get it all back together again.
But they aren't to be read except in total darkness.
Oh, most intriguing. May I take a squint?
Of course. They're right here in this envelope.
My, would you mind holding it a little closer? Broke my bifocals last week. Can't see worth anything.
There. You sure ought to be able to see now, Mr. Crocodile.
Ah, much better. Much better. Ha ha!
Hey, don't do that.
Well, I never.
Our magic instructions. He swallowed them.
Well, there seems to be a regular epidemic of swallowing things, doesn't there? First, the wailing whale swallowed the silver star. Then Crazy Quilt swallowed the whistle, which Fifo the giant gave to Jimmy. And now Snapper Snick, the crooning crocodile, has upped and swallowed Melissa's most valuable instructions. Looks mighty bad, all right, but let's be on hand next time and see what happens.
This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber, McGee, and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's new water-repellent glow coat present Fibber, McGee, and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Dick LeGrand, Cliff Arquette, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the Kingsmen and Billy Mills Orchestra, including Ken Darby's own musical setting for The Night Before Christmas. Johnson's new glow coat is now water-repellent. That's the biggest development in floor care in the past 15 years. At last, there's a self-polishing floor wax that does not show ugly streaks or dull drab spots when you wipe up spilled things. Water, spilled ice cubes, or drinks tracked in mud or snow wipe right off that hard glow coat surface. And you don't wipe off the wax when you wipe up the water. Johnson's glow coat stays on, stays bright, even after repeated damp moppings. In fact, water-repellent glow coat now lasts up to 4 times longer. No need for frequent repolishing. More long-lasting floor protection for your money. It's the most economical self-polishing floor wax you can buy. Tomorrow, shine up your floors for the holidays. Protect them from the wear and tear they're bound to get. Save yourself work. Save yourself money. Get Johnson's new water-repellent glow coat in the regular glow coat package. No change at all in the container. Ah, but what a wonderful difference inside. There has always been a lot of rivalry in Westville Vista over whose house is the most beautifully decorated for Christmas. Mr. McGee of number 79 has never placed in the first 25. Until maybe this year. Because here in the hardware store, laying in a supply of outdoor lighting equipment, we find that once a year exterior decorator and his wife, Fibber, McGee, and Molly. That be all, Mr. McGee? Reason I ask is on account I think you got everything we had in the store.
Well, now, let me see. Check the list over with me, Bud. 900 foot of wire.
Wire.
3 pairs of pliers. Better make that 5 pairs. I keep losing them in the shrubbery.
Why don't you get a dozen pairs, McGee? We could give the extra ones as Christmas presents. With a little card that says we'd like to have done something bigger for you, but we feel the pinch this year.
No, let's be practical, Molly. 300 assorted light bulbs.
300 light bulbs.
Yeah, that's it.
Sure 300 will be enough, dearie? That'll hardly light up the country as far as Kansas City.
No kidding, Molly. You gotta allow for some of them burning out. I've had experience with these things. I'll bet you $2, kiddo, that the first person that comes to the door says, you got the prettiest decorated house on the whole block.
Well, make it $6. I want that one across the board.
Okay. $6 it is. Okay, Bud, we got the bulbs, the wire, 5 rolls of friction tape, 4 bags of nails, 2 cartons of holly, and 5 dozen assorted sockets. Sockets. Check?
Well, we'd prefer cash.
I mean, you check with me on the list?
Oh, yes. Check, Mr. McGee, yes.
Yeah. Check. Hey, wait a minute. I'll need a couple of step ladders. Good stout step ladders.
Well, I'll have to go out and get those, Mr. McGee. We keep the step ladders in the back room on account of shoplifters. I'll send the boy in with them. Tell Herb.
McGee, for what you're spending on this project, why, you could hire 3.
Hello there, McGee. Hello, missus.
Hello, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie.
Hey, don't told me you buying all this electric stuff. What you gonna do, McGee? Build a television station?
He's going to decorate the front of our house for Christmas, Ollie.
Yeah.
He seems to have it confused a little with the Pentagon building.
Ah, wait till you see it, Ollie. It's going to be beautiful. You decorate your house this year?
Oh, yeah, sure, but not so fancy as you, McGee.
Oh?
We just hung up some holly and a little piece of miserable toe.
You mean mistletoe, Ollie?
To kiss all my wife's relatives under it, missus, it's miserable toe.
Got all your Christmas shopping done, Ollie?
Well, not quite, McGee.
Mm-hmm.
For my littlest kid, Sven, I got to get electric train.
Oh?
You know, that you drop in some smoke pills and that makes it just like a real shoo-shoo. Good first.
Must be very amusing.
Oh, I wasn't laughing at the train, missus. I was laughing because last year my wife's brother Thor, he swallows 3 of those smoke pills by mistake for a headache.
My gosh, Ollie, what happened?
Well, he yelled out toot toot and then he run down the basement, fill his pockets with soft coal, shugs upstairs to the living room and smoke coming out both ears. The last we hear of him, we get called from the roundhouse. Uncle Thor is there asking somebody to escape his boiler. Well, Merry Christmas.
I've forgotten everything now. Let's see. Wire, bulbs, pliers, tape, wires, step ladders, nails.
If you overlook anything, they can send it out in 2 or 3 truckloads. Well, here comes the lad with the ladders now, so let's see.
Pardon me, sir, but I got a couple of platters here. Are these yours?
How's that, Bud? Oh, the ladders. Oh, the step ladders. Yeah, just set them down there.
Oh, whew. Glad to.
Yes, you must be a little tired by now. I imagine this has been a rough week for you clerks.
Oh, I don't mind the work so much, but I don't feel so good today. I got up twirly.
You got up twirly?
Yes, ma'am, I didn't get enough sleep getting up swirly.
Yeah, I'll bet you don't, Bud. Like Ben Franklin used to say, twirly to bed and swirly to rise makes a man dizzy.
Yeah, makes me tired, too. I like to sleep late, but this morning I had to get a potato clock.
Really? I've never seen a potato clock.
Do they make them out of the whole potato or just the peel?
Oh, no. I guess you didn't understand me, sir.
Oh?
I mean, I got up early this morning. 8 o'clock.
Oh, 8 bells. Well, help me get this stuff out the car, Bud, and we'll be on.
All right, sir, right away. And anytime you need anything else, just call up here and ask for Herbert Tapple.
Well, thank you, Mr. Tapple. We'll...
Oh, no, not Tapple, ma'am. Apple. Herbert Tapple.
Oh.
Yeah. Look, Bud, I'll show you where the car sparked. You can carry the junk out. Come on, Molly, let's go. Now, you see, Molly, all I got to do is run this wire around the house 6 or 7 times. That's where I was, running back with it. Run around the house 6 or 7 times and then hook up the lights to it, see?
Run the wire 6 or 7 times around the house? Well, why?
Why, to build up the current. You got to understand electricity to know these things. You see, that acts as armature.
Oh?
Steps up the power.
I see.
You see, electricity is simply the result of friction. It was invented by 2 guys from Poland, Naprosky and Levotny.
Oh?
Naprosky always says, yes, electricity is friction, and Levotny always says, no, it ain't. And they became known to science as the positive pole and the negative pole. So when the positive impulse connected to a negative armature gets a resistance, it sets up a kilowatt. Hence the electrode. You see?
No.
Well, I'll break it down for you, Tootsie, except here comes Latrivia. Hi, Latrivia.
Hello, Your Honor.
Oh, hello, Molly. Hello, McGee. Say, that's quite a job you've undertaken there.
You betcha. I got a $6 bet with Molly that when I get done with this job, the first person that sees it will say, you got the prettiest decorated house in the whole block.
Well, you have enough ungrammatical friends to get pretty good odds on it.
You care to stay and help, Mr. Mayor? Otherwise, I doubt if he'll be finished by Labor Day.
Oh, yeah? I've forgotten more about this stuff than most people ever knew. I wish I could remember some of it. But I suppose a politician like you is too busy for such low-type labor, eh, Latriv?
Yes, except that I prefer to consider myself a statesman rather than a politician.
Mr. Mayor, what is the difference between a statesman and a politician?
A statesman is always out to get his country the best deal he can. A politician is always out to get his.
That's very good, Latriv. You hear that, Molly? Latrivia just made a very neat epigraph.
Yes, I heard it. You sure you can't stay and see this demonstration of electrical inefficiency, Mr. Mayor?
No, I'm afraid not, Molly. I'm on my way over to Westchester. I'm making a speech in favor of John Netcher for dog catcher.
Netcher for dog catcher of Westchester, eh? Oh, that's cute.
Who's he running against, Mr. Mayor?
A man named Fletcher, Molly.
Both Netcher and Catcher running for dog Fletcher of Chestwester?
No. Netcher and Fletcher are running for Dogchester of Westcatcher. I mean, Dog Netcher of Fletchwester.
Oh. Now, you're a little mixed up, Mr. Mayor. You told us that Mr. Chester and Mr. Catcher were running for Netchcatcher of Fletchnetcher. Or was it Dog Fetcher of Netwetcher?
You betcha.
No, let me take this slowly, please.
Yes, you better.
Fletcher and Netcher are running for dog catcher of Nestwetchter. Of Wetsnatchter. Natchditchter. Look, I said Netcher.
Now, hold it, Mr. Mayor, hold it. We better get this straightened out before you try to make a speech in favor of anybody.
Yeah.
Now, then, you're going to Westchester, right?
That is correct.
2 guys are running for dog Fletcher, right?
No. They're running for dog catcher.
In Fletchwester.
No. In Westchester.
Oh.
Can't you get this straight? It's perfectly simple. Fletcher and Wetcher are running for Dogchester and Netchester. For Chestchester and Dognester. Wetchnester. Oh, blast it! 2 minutes ago, I knew who was running for Dog Snatcher of Westchester. Wetster. Now I'm sorry I ever met you. Snatcher. Merry Christmas and good day!
Billy Mills and the orchestra with the Christmas medley.
Hold it for you.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm coming down in a minute.
My goodness. The string of colored lights certainly looks pretty, dearie.
You like them, kiddo?
Lovely. When are you going to put them up?
I'm going to start hanging the sockets any minute now. You steady the ladder while I hop down off it, will you?
I've got it. Careful now. Careful of yourself now.
What'd I jump on?
Well, what would you jump on, dearie? Just a box of light bulbs, that's all.
Oh.
The only thing you could have jumped on, unless you just landed on the bare ground, of course.
Well, so what? I got plenty. Anyhow, look what I'm doing. I got nails drove clean across the front of the house, see, in the shape of letters.
Letters to whom?
No, I mean spelling letters, Molly. All I do now is hang these lights on the nails, turn them on, and presto, the front of our house spells out Merry Christmas in 6 delicious colors. Tricky?
That's a wonderful idea, dearie.
Yeah, the only thing is I made my letters too big, and I started over too far.
Oh. Well, is that bad?
No, only I couldn't get the whole word Christmas on the front here. The TMUS will be around the corner.
Well, that's all right, dearie. Christmas is just around the corner anyway. But now, look, you better hurry because it's getting late.
Well, hello, Molly. Hiya, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior. Grab a light bulb and you can help us put in some of these sockets here.
Oh, I'd love to, pal, but I've got lighting problems of my own at home this evening. Going to trim a Christmas tree.
That's no problem, Mr. Wilcox, if you have the light.
Well, I checked over the lights last night, Molly. Had 4 strings left from last year, but 3 of them wouldn't work.
Did you finally find one that would work, Junior?
Say, I'm glad you mentioned woodwork, pal.
What?
Of course, you sort of dragged it in by the heels there, pal. But as long as you brought up the subject of woodwork, let me tell you about the greatest discovery in years for protecting your wood floors and linoleum. It's Johnson's new water-repellent glow coat.
Oh, of all the... Look, Junior.
Oh, now, McGee, it's Christmas week. Let's humor him.
Oh, well...
What did you say that new discovery is, Mr. Wilcox? Tell us about it.
Well, if you insist.
Don't crowd your luck.
Okay, it's the new Johnson self-polishing water-repellent glow coat. The one self-polishing floor wax that does not show cloudy, milky-looking spots when you wipe up dirt and spill things or mop them up with a damp mop.
Yeah, we know, Junior, we know.
Hush, McGee, hush.
Yes, sir. That gleaming wax protection that glow coat gives your linoleum stays on and stays bright, even after repeated damp moppings. That means the new water-repellent glow coat will last up to 4 times longer than before.
Isn't that interesting? Why does it last longer, Mr.
Oh,
Wilcox?
don't encourage him, Molly. Don't encourage him. You know why it lasts longer? Because it's water-repellent.
I know.
Because when you mop up the floor, you don't mop the wax off. That's why housewives are flocking to buy the stuff.
Not stuff, pal.
Huh?
We never refer to the new Johnson self-polishing water-repellent glow coat as the stuff.
They buy it because they don't have to put it on their floor.
What?
As often.
Oh.
So it saves them time and dough because it lasts so much longer. And the new water repellent...
Hey, look, Waxy.
Yes, pal?
Look, I'd love to stay here and hear more about this wonderful new product, but I've got to run.
Where, Mr. Wilcox?
In my right sock, you see. Got to go home and change. Have a nice Christmas, kid.
Thank you.
Doggone it, I wish I had a flashlight to see these lights with. It's darker here than I thought.
You have, dearie.
Huh? Flashlight?
I had a hunch you might take a little longer than you thought, so what did I do? I brought your old brakeman's lantern out, the one with the green shade.
Hello there, daughter. Hello, Johnny.
Well, Mr. Old-Timer, and hello there, Bessie.
Hello, you all.
Excuse me while I keep working, old-timer. Hold the light here, Molly. Where you been? Christmas shopping?
Nope, been to the post office, Johnny. Bessie got a letter.
Yes, I did. It's a letter from my sister, Mrs. McGee. She's away at finishing school.
Well, at finishing school, your sister?
I'll read it to you. It says, Buckley Finishing School. Dear Bessie, I'm finished. Love, Essie.
Nice letter. Bessie and Essie, eh? Interesting names.
Yes, Bessie and Essie was twins at one time, Johnny. Just for a while, of course.
Oh, how can you be twins just for a while? How long were you twins, Bessie?
30 minutes. Then my brother Jesse was born and made us triplets. Oh, Mama had such a great sense of humor. She knew all the answers.
Speaking of answers, kids, me and Bessie had us quite a time this morning. Went to one of them radio quiz shows. Didn't we, Bessie?
Oh, gracious, yes. The doctor of ceremonies said, is there a dancer among those present? So I did a dance.
Jitterbug, Bessie?
No, I got up and did...
I'll tell this, Bessie, I'll tell it. I started it.
O-O-T-U-R...
Bessie's got a habit of hogging all the gab, kids. All she wants for Christmas is her 2 front teeth kicked in. Don't you, baby?
Oh, you stop teasing me, O.T.
No. Well, sir, Bessie got up at this quiz show and she done a hula-hula dance, but the feller made her stop.
Yeah?
He says, no cooching from the audience, please.
She made a motion before the House and they voted her down, did they? Did you win anything down there?
We sure did, Johnny.
Yeah?
Me and Bessie won us a Cocker Spaniel and a year's supply of poodle noodles. A new flea-repellent dog biscuit.
Well, now, isn't that nice? Where's the dog now? Is he with you?
No, we took him over to my house and fed him, Mrs. McGee.
Yep. Took one bite of them poodle noodles and then a bite of Bessie's leg.
We was in the living room and he bit me right on the settee.
Never mind. Anyways, he barked, bit Bessie, and bolted. And we ain't seen him since.
My gosh. He runs off and leaves you kids with a year's supply of dog biscuits, eh? What are you going to do with them?
What are we going to do? Put jelly on him, Johnny. Come on, Bessie.
I'll call you all Merry Christmas.
Well, so long, Bessie.
Well, I hope you're nearly finished, McGee. But it's so dark I can hardly see up on that ladder. You are on the ladder, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm up here. Hold the brakeman's lantern over here, will you? I'm almost through, and there's the last bulb in.
Well, thank goodness. Now get down off that ladder before you break
just a second, kiddo. I'll be right down. As soon as I turn the juice on by twisting these two little wires together. I got them right here and... What happened?
You came down. Also, our lights are out. Also, so are all the lights in the neighborhood except this little brakeman's lantern. And I'm going to hang it up here on the steps so we can see our way through this mess. Are you hurt, dearie?
No, but let's get in the house before the neighbors start beeping.
My. Come on in the living room, dearie.
Doggone it, here we planned the prettiest decorations in the whole neighborhood, and what do we wind up with?
Well, the green lantern shining on the front porch, the only light in the whole block, and the only...
Uh-oh. Now, if that's one of our nosy neighbors snooping around here, trying to find out who blew out his lights, I'll tell him to come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, Teeny.
Hello
Hi,
there, Teeny.
Now, look, if your old man, or if your father sent you over here to beef about his lights being out...
Oh, no, mister, no. I just came to tell you you got the prettiest decorated house in the whole block.
Yeah, but... What did you say?
Who?
You.
When?
Just now.
About what?
About we got the prettiest decorated house in the whole block.
I know it. It's just peachy, the simplicity of it. When I saw that green lantern shining on the faces of all those carolers out there.
Carolers?
What carolers, Teeny?
I didn't hear any carolers.
Sure you didn't, I bet you. They haven't started yet. Hey, Kenny and Ratty and Buddy and Johnny, come on in, kids. Hello, boy.
Hi.
Now, the rest of you carolers sit down, and you sit over there, Diane. Ready, gentlemen? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hope that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
The children were nestled all warm in their wee little while visions of sugar plums danced in their wee little heads. Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, threw open the sash. Then, what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and a tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick that I knew right away that it must be St. Nick. All bundled in fur from his head to his foot, old Santa was covered with ashes and soot. I drew in my head and was turning around, when down the chimney he came with a bow.
His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses. His nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow. The beard on his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of a little old pipe he held tight in his teeth, and smoke went around and around and around his jolly old elf. And I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. He had a broad face, and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He gave me a wink of his eye and a twist of his head. A chuckle and a smile I knew all the while I had nothing to dread.
He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings.
Oh, boy.
Then turned with a jerk. Then laying a
finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave up his own, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, and he drove out of sight.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all, good
After Christmas and all through the house, not a creature is stirring, not even a mouse. The presents are scattered and broken, I fear, and St. Nicholas won't come again for a year. Children are nestled all warm in their wee little beds,
while memories of sugar plums dance in their wee little heads.
Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap are settled at last.
Stay tuned for Big Town, coming up next on NBC.
This is Chesterton Radio, the true, good, and beautiful at chestertonradio.com.
Don't turn that dial. This is the right station if you want to hear some more about Jonathan Thomas and his Christmas on the Moon. Well, I'll bet all you children are anxious to hear if we're going to have any Christmas this year. For, of course, that depends upon Jonathan Thomas and how well he'll be able to keep his promise to rescue old Santa from Squee-Bobbleland. And if he does, well, wouldn't that be grand? Now, the Man in the Moon and Gorgonzola the horse are helping Jonathan Thomas, of course. But in spite of the fact that they learned how to say the magic of Hon Squee Non Squee Giggly Bay, the wicked old witch of Rumplestitch set her kettle of trouble to boil and bubble. But the good fairy queen said she'd spoil her scheme, and she's been their very good friend and helped them no end. For she gave them a magical acorn to take that would be a sure cure to keep all of them awake. For she said 'twould be fatal if they fell asleep, as they went through the nightmare forest so deep. But Jonathan Thomas, he fell right off the horse, and that was the worst that could happen, of course, for he went sound asleep, which was really quite sad. and Whiskery Bill felt ever so bad, till the good fairy queen said only a rose as red as a ruby, held close to his nose, could wake him up. But for miles around, there wasn't a red, red rose to be found, until Whiskery Bill met a rose bush fair, who grew them a rose that was ever so rare. But on the way back, on the river of ice, they all fell in, and that wasn't so nice. But the walrus said, "Climb up on my head, we'll show that old witch that we're not dead." And he swam the river, so it made them shiver. Then they reached the forest so deep, where Jonathan Thomas lay fast asleep. And they woke him up with the red, red rose. And it was just in time, my goodness knows. And then, well, you'll hear for yourself, for here's where the story begins again.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the while. We must go through the ice and snow to such an awful trial. So, don't you worry, 'cause we will hurry, and we won't fail because when we're done, we'll bring back one who's known as Santa Claus.
Please, Mr. Man in the Moon, when do you suppose we'll get there?
When we arrive, of course. Anyone knows that, even the horse.
Oh, but I wish it would be pretty soon, because
Wait a minute, Jonathan Thomas. What's that noise?
Oh, it sounds like my Uncle Bill does when he snores.
I hope it isn't a dragon with his 13 tails a wagon.
Hello.
Ditto. My gracious to goodness and sakes alive. What are you trying to do? Frighten us half to death?
A half and a half equals 1, and 1 and 1 equals 2. So if you were frightened half to death, you couldn't take a breath, for the one that was dead would be you.
Ditto.
My goodness.
Who are you?
That's no riddle. My name's Tiddle, and this is my brother.
Wink.
Get it? Tiddle.
Wink.
Of 40 winks.
Oh, but I always thought Diddledywinks was a game.
Gee whiz, what if it is? We should worry or care if the name of the game is the same as our name. We're willing to be fair and square, only we're not because we're ugly and round.
Oh, but what are you standing under that umbrella for?
To keep from getting wet.
Ditto.
But it's not raining.
Of course it isn't, under our umbrella.
It isn't even raining out here, so how could you get wet?
You're the silliest person I ever met. How does anybody ever get wet? That's what I'd like to know.
Ditto.
It's easy. You just stand around till the rain comes down, and then you're very well set. And then you wheeze and sneeze and cough and sneeze. And the reason for that is you're soaking wet. Oh, it's as easy as climbing up a tree backwards.
But that's not easy. That's very hard to do.
It might be for you, but not for me. And I'll do it, too, if you want to see.
Ditto.
No, thank you. If you please. We haven't got time.
Then maybe you'd like to see us fight. We can fight so that makes a terrible sight. We go biff and crash and sock and smash and tumble and fall willy-nilly and hammer and push till we're really quite silly.
I think you're a little bit silly already.
Oh, that's just because you haven't known to steady.
Come on, Jonathan Thomas, we'd better go.
Where are you going? That's what I'd like to know.
Why, to the land of Scooby Bubble, of course.
All the way on that old horse?
You just leave our horse alone. Because we're going to rescue Santa Claus.
Oh, but you can't do that because...
Why because?
Because he's made some laws. That's why because. And I bet you can't stand on your head and eat strawberry jam.
Of course I can't. And besides, I don't want any strawberry jam.
You couldn't have any if you did. On account of the rule.
What rule?
Oh, my gracious, what a fool. If you take a look at the King's Rule Book...
Jiminy Crickets and Flubdudge, you're talking through your hat.
I am? Well, think of that.
Who is this king you're talking about?
You're not supposed to shout.
I'm not shouting.
Well, you're not whispering either, because if you were, I couldn't hear you.
Ditto. Who's the king?
He's a lion who right now is trying to get some sleep.
Oh, that who's snoring.
Yep, and I wouldn't wake him up. That's what he told us to say, to shush him right up so as not to wake him up. All the people who come this way.
Oh, I shouldn't like to wake up a lion.
Well, we've got to go lion or no lion. Who said that? Who said that? That's what I'd like to know.
Oh, Mr. Man in the Moon. He's waked up. We better hurry.
Oh, no, that's not the course. Just hold your horse. And don't get yourself all in a flurry. Are you the king of this forest, Mr. Lion? Don't call me that. Don't call you what? Lion, lion, lion. That's what everybody calls me. And I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. I haven't done any lying since last night. And you have to lie once in a while, or you couldn't go to sleep. Unless you can sleep standing up, which I can't.
Oh.
Well, now, don't get upset, Mr. Lion. Don't call me that.
Well, then, what should we call you if we can't call you Mr. Lion?
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it.
Well, I mean, if we can't call you, you know.
Oh, I wish I knew. I've thought and thought and thought and thought. How many thoughts is that?
7, I think.
That's what I thought. But as much as I think, I don't get a good name for myself. All I ever get is a headache.
Maybe you should take something for it.
Oh, no, I shouldn't. It's bad enough to be accused of lying without being accused of taking things, too. Maybe you could think up a good name for me.
I don't know.
No, that's not good, no. I don't know is much too much like my other name. Because if someone was to ask me my name and I said, I don't know, they'd think I was stupid, and I wouldn't blame them.
Well, why can't you just pick out any name?
Oh, names aren't like blueberries. You can't pick them. Oh, dear. It's such a hopeless task. I could just bawl. That's what I could do. Just bawl. And I think I will, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, my goodness, Mr. Man in the Moon. Can't we think up a name for the lion?
Jiminy Crickets and Swilligig. We've got to hurry up and rescue Santa Claus and not spend our time thinking up names for people. For goodness sakes to gracious and Ogigraf. What did you say? I said for goodness sakes to gracious Ogigraf. Oh, that's it. That's it. What's it?
Yes, what's it?
Ogigraf. It's a beautiful name. A most gorgeous name. Ogigraf. King of the forest. Truthful Ogigraf. The genuine, jaunty, and jolly judge of the jungle. Without fear of jeer or jest or joke. Be jabbers, I'm joyous. Thank you, my friend. Thank you 1,000,000 trillion times. And now you must come home for dinner.
But, Mr.
Ogigraf's the name, and you're to blame. But hurry up, and we'll go home and tell Mrs. Ogigraf to put another quart of water in the stew, and then we'll have enough for you, and you, and who else now? Let me see now. Who can it be? Of course it's me. Oh, here we go home to dinner, for you've just picked a winner. I'm glad you came, for now I'll have fame. Ogigraf is the name. Oh, here we go home to dinner, for we just picked a winner. I'm glad we came, for now he has fame. Ogigraf.
There they go, down the forest road to the house of Mr. Lion. Oh, I beg your pardon. I mean Mr. Ogigraf. And they'd better have a good dinner, too, because they'll need it. But with all the adventures they're going to have on the road to Squeebobble-land, I wonder what'll happen next. But we'll find out in the next story of Jonathan Thomas and his Christmas on the Moon, won't we? Of course we will.
You are listening to Chesterton Radio at chestertonradio.com.